Co-Parent to a Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the bell so you know when I upload more videos. Also, like and share as well. Guys, today we're talking about, the summer is coming up. The summer break is about to happen in a couple of days, 2 days, if you're on my side. So these are some of the tips, 3 tips actually, that you will need if the kids are staying with you this summer, or the kids are going to visit the narcissist this summer, because usually the kids are, maybe depending on how far you live from the narcissist or how close you live to the narcissist, is either they get maybe a month, they have to go stay with the narcissist away from you, or it's longer than that, if it's a long period of time, depending on what your decree says or your arrangement says. So number 1 tip here is, if the kids are coming to stay with you from the narcissist, so they have maybe the narcissist has the primary custody, or primary custody of the kids. So, you get visitation rights. So this summer, maybe the kids are not coming to you. What thing you need to make sure, to do is, if there are any appointment that the kids go to, the doctor's appointments, usually this happens during the summer, because, when they go back to school, everybody's, they will need, immunization shots, their shot records, then physical checkup, or, eye exam and dental exam, and, all that stuff. So you need to get that information from the narcissist, preferably through email, some kind of written kind of communication, to show that you actually made inquiries for, to this from the narcissist. And maybe they might respond or not. Just, you do that so you have like a written documentation that says, this is when I made this request. So you get all that information from them. You ask them, appointment when they're scheduled, what time, and all that. So you can make sure, because the last thing you want to do, or you want to hear actually, is them saying how, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in terms of taking the kids to the appointment that, that already been scheduled. And in a case where they don't respond to you, or trying to be difficult, because, they'll try whatever, because chances are the kids going over to visit you for a long period of time is not going to sit well with them, so they might get some kind of attitude or some kind of resistance there, so they might refuse to actually send you any that information, pretend they didn't hear you, they didn't get the message. So in this case, hopefully, which doctors, the dentist the kids have, or, primary care physician the kids have, or, stuff like that. So you can actually go schedule that yourself, because those information usually are needed when the kids are coming back to school for the next school year, which, starts in the fall. In a case where the kids are going to the narcissist now, they're leaving you, going to the narcissist. This is, of course, where either you have 2 options here. You schedule this appointment, visiting the doctor's appointment and all that stuff, and let the narcissist know about them. However, because they rarely want to do what you tell them to do, it doesn't matter if it's for the kids or not, you either have the option of, letting it go, where they hopefully remind them when the time comes, or remember to go take them, they have appointment, on this date, on this, on that date. Chances that they will come back with you with you should have scheduled it on a different time, or whatever. So you don't have the option of, if you want to go back and forth with that, where, you have to remind them, make sure you take them, blah, 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 blah. You either go with that, or you just, do yourself a favor ahead of time and schedule these things when the kids come back. So if hopefully they are going for like 30 days, as is in my case, they go for the whole of June, you push all the appointments to July, which I had to do that, because I know that any appointment that is in June is not going to happen. I'm going to get some kind of attitude with it. So I don't even bother. So if that's an option for you and you feel it's better that way, so you make sure that, the kids actually go for these appointments, that might be an option for you. But if that's not it's not available for you, then you have to go on with listen out all the appointment time, the date, and still follow them up on those dates to remind them to take the kids to those appointments. Okay, that's tip number 1. Number 2 is, of course, it always happens, prepare the basic necessities. If they're going from you to the narcissist, usually, but if the kids are going from narcissist to you, I'm sure hopefully you have all these things in place, and all the kids things that your kid needs, because you obviously you care more about the kid than the narcissist. So you have all these things in place, and it's good to go. But if the kids are going from you to the narcissist, you might need to equip them with certain basic things, vitamins, and any medication they might need, personal care items for the girls, or stuff like that you extra clothes, extra underwear. Yeah, they're supposed to be over there with the narcissist, but this is one of those times where you look beyond. They don't even factor here, as a narcissist, don't even factor. So you do what you need to do about your kids. So you have all that stuff, because they're going to be gone for a long time. So you pack all those extra stuff. Tip number 2. That tip number 3 now is, before your kids go, if they're going to the narcissist, that you have a predetermined time that you guys arrange, that you'll be checking in on them. Like, this is a long time. So you have a prearranged time that you'll be checking in. I'm going to call around 11 and around 2, on most days, or every other day, something like that. So they, the kids know. In the case that maybe that the narcissist will feel some type of way someday and decide to, cut off, disconnect the phone, or maybe don't make it impossible for you to get hold of the kids, because that is something that will happen. It depends. It all depends with these people. So, but you have a predetermined time that when you check in with the kids, they know they're expecting your call or whatever. And even if it doesn't, come through, or something happened on the narcissist intercept that somehow, but at least they know that you guys have an arranged time that supposed to call and check in on them. And of course, if the kids are coming from the narcissist to you, you already know that you make all kinds of, some open communication available to the kids, some way to communicate with the narcissist, because last thing you want to hear is them making up stories, because they already make up stories regardless of any proof. So if there's a way that they can't reach the kids, or you didn't provide any phone or something that they can get a hold of the kids, that will get blown up, that will get exaggerated. By the time, they are done with that story, people probably think you kidnapped the kids. That's how crazy it will get. So you make sure you provide, some phone, and so wait, video conference, whatever, that the kids can, get in touch with the narcissist, or if they want to get in touch, the narcissist want to get in touch with the kids, that is available. So you open that, make sure you have that, provide that. So guys, if the kids are coming to you, that's wonderful. That's a long time, long period of time you have to, get to spend with the kids. You enjoy that, and, do what you can do, minus the narcissist, and even dwell on it while you're with the kids. You guys do your thing. Or if the kids are going away in this summer for a period of time, as I am, so guys, we have to rely on, phone calls and, video calls or whatever that, will help us get by, as we go. So, but, well, I wish that all of you were, nice and safe and healthy summer to the kids as well. But these are some of the tips that you have to kind of prepare ahead of time, so you know how to deal with these people, because chances are they're gonna come up with something to make this whole thing difficult for you. So your whole plan here is, preparation ahead of time, know what to expect, don't have any expectation of whatsoever where they're concerned, so you pretty much try to stay, a step or two ahead of them, because they always have something planned. So in order not to mess up your own plan, so you plan ahead. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind, and everything else will fall into place. Take care.